Hello everyone. Well, do you really know what's going on this month? In June, so many things are going on, and it's not just with Ed Snowden, and it's not just with the satanic NSA owning your emails and your keystrokes and your voice and every single thing that you put online, but it's more about owning you, your genes and your DNA, because that's what's happening this month. They're voting on it, if it can be patented or not. And they've already voted this month that the police, upon arrest, can take a swab for your DNA and put it into a national database. In my opinion, this is way worse than capturing emails. And maybe that's the diversion. They want everybody to get all upset and excited over their privacy online and all that going into a database when your genes and your DNA are at stake. So this is the month of the Congress in New York City of the future global 2045, where they're going to recreate or create immortal beings and upload minds into individual substrate individual minds, SIM, or emulate brains, which they're doing right now. It's going on. There are Dr. Frankensteins all over the world working in laboratories doing this. Okay, now look at this. George Church, he will be at the Global Future Congress in New York City, and he's the one who wants to bring back a Neanderthal or a whole tribe of Neanderthals. So this is a fascinating interview. So just show you a little bit. Okay, he wrote this book right here, Regenesis, How Synthetic Biology Will Reinvent Nature and Ourselves. This is synthetic biology because they know how to do it now. And he has encoded as strands of DNA and distributed on small DNA chips. He sketches out a story of a second man-made creation. This is really fascinating. All right, wants to bring back Neanderthal from extinction and making humans resistant to all viruses. So let's see. Possible to clone a Neanderthal soon. Oh, a Neanderthal baby in his lifetime. I think so, but boy, there are lots of parts to that. Reading and writing DNA is now 1,000,000 times faster than 7 or 8 years ago. Another technology that the de-extinction of a Neanderthal would require is human cloning. Why not? Because it's banned in Germany, but not in other places, and laws can change, by the way. Would it be desirable to clone a Neanderthal? Well, that's another thing. I tend to decide on what is desirable based on societal consensus. Since when does society get to have a part and decide? Society of a small group. Okay, let's talk about the benefits of Neanderthal in this world. Okay, I read ahead a little bit, and he says that they could help us like leave Earth if we're in trouble, because they might be smarter than what we are. See, when the time comes to deal with an epidemic or getting off the planet or whatever, epidemic, which probably humans will create, it's conceivable that their way of thinking could be beneficial. I like these questions. How do we have to imagine this? You raise Neanderthals in a lab, ask them to solve problems, and thereby study how they think. Oh, you have to create a cohort so they have identity and create a new neo-Neanderthal culture and become a political force. Does anyone think this is funny? Is it ethical? For the sake of scientific curiosity? All right. The main goal is to increase diversity. We can't even get along as it is. We're too diverse. Look what's happening in Europe. Sweden is being burnt down. The one thing that is bad for society is low diversity. I think this is a lie because they want to homogenize everything. Something weird about this. Therefore, the recreation or recreation of Neanderthals would be mainly a question of societal risk avoidance. Okay, George Church is a leader in science. He's a leader in science, so if you're not on board with his thinking, you might be holding back scientific progress. Okay, without any ethical doubts, is it technically possible to reproduce the Neanderthal? Sequence the Neanderthal genome that has actually been done. The next step would be to chop the genome up into, say, 10,000 chunks and then synthesize these. Okay, this is why they want everyone's DNA in a database, because with computers now they can do it like 0.25 seconds and they can find out differentials with DNA and use that to create something else. They want as much information as they can get, and they want it from you and me. We developed the semi-automated procedure required to do that in my lab. Believe me, they know how to do so many things that we don't even understand. I've been watching a lot of videos about nanotechnology, and it's just beyond our imaginations. So this is a real watered down thing right here. This might just be for entertainment. Okay, yes, however, the prerequisite would, of course, be that human cloning is acceptable to society. He needs to define society, I think. Could you stop the procedure halfway through and build a 50% Neanderthal using this technology? You could, and you might. It could even be that you want just a few mutations from the Neanderthal genome. Suppose you were to realize, wow, these 5 mutations might change the neuronal pathways, the skull size, a few key things. You know, they tweak it. Then they could give us what we want in terms of neural diversity. I doubt they were going to particularly care about their facial morphology, though. Haha. Yeah, they might. Well, they supposedly Neanderthals weren't that attractive, right? Okay, oh, they could go back, even older ancestors. Well, I think they found some blood in some animal, a mastodon or something. But now they can create artificial blood to power a substrate. Okay, but even if you don't have the DNA, you can still make something that looks like it. For example, If you wanted to make a dinosaur, you could first consider the ostrich, one of the closest living relatives. You could take an ostrich, which is a large bird, and you would ask, what's the difference between birds and dinosaurs? How did the birds lose their hands? And you would try to identify the mutations and try to back engineer the dinosaur. Okay, identify the mutations, or they could create mutations. And if you go and look at human-animal hybrids on YouTube that have leaked out, they will literally turn your stomach because they're unbelievable, shocking, horrible. You know, they want to make dogs and cats be able to speak human speech, and they have injected human brain cells into mice, and the mice got smarter. Okay, is it conceivable to create life forms that never existed before? What about, for example, rabbits with wings? So that's a further possibility. Transhumanists want this. Natasha Vita-Moore she's a transhumanist, and she advocates designing human bodies, and she said in one of her talks, why not have shiny skin like a snake? And, you know, design the body you want. You put in all the genes and DNA that make it, and you create this for you. So they're just going to play around, see what happens. And we don't know what's going on secretly in the labs, the classified. I wish some scientists would come forward and really do what like Ed Snowden did and tell us what they're doing, but they probably won't. So they're going to make machines out of DNA. Cars, computers, coffee machines. DNA's the thing now. Alright, so, okay, there's that. Now, police can take DNA samples. Okay, this is new. The police, if they arrest someone, they don't need a warrant to take a swab for DNA. So they want to add all this into a database. So everybody that's in prison in the USA, which is half the population or something like that, they can take their DNA. Okay, this is the Supreme Court. And then the police will probably have a quota so that they arrest people for no reason, or for any little thing, just so that they can take their DNA. And then the next thing they're going to vote on is patenting our DNA and our genes. Alright, Supreme Court says police can take DNA swabs after arrest. So isn't this like more major than the NSA storing your emails and your YouTube presence or your online presence? Alright, Australian court approves human gene patents. And federal court approves patenting of human genes. Okay. Biological patents. Gene patents upheld in U.S. court August 17th, 2012. Oh, they own us. They're not going to own our souls, because we are beings of light, okay? U.S. Supreme Court decides on human genes patent. May 15th. Okay, this is, they're deciding that June 13th or 15th, I forget which, same time as this Congress is happening. Ignore the DNA patent scaremongers. June 10th, are human genes patentable? Well, what do you guys think? Our bodies, their cells. I don't get it. And you know what I would really like to know? I would like to know what A-E-L. You know, I talk about this guy a lot because I'm just shocked that a person, that the NSA is this bad. And I wonder what atheists think of this Satanism in the NSA. So, you know, like Skull and Bones or the Bohemian Grove, or all these rituals and Masonic rituals, and they serve Lucifer. What do atheists think of that? What do Muslims think of that? What do Christians think of this? What do Jewish people think? And you know, their evilness. All right, so here we go. April 13th, 2012. NSA satanic long-range takeover of America and probably humans. Well, I'm just curious about that. So if there's any atheists listening to this, what do you think? Do you believe they have some power, or they really, or that they believe in the devil or Satan or Lucifer? And then if you're an atheist, do you think that's just as ridiculous as Christians believing in God? Interesting. Thank you for watching. God bless everyone with the truth, as the real truth, because no one knows for sure. Bye for now.